Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Coming up on today's show, we're going to cross the intersection between data and metrics and how it interacts with performance when it comes to the game of golf. We're going to be talking to Lou Stagner. Lou is a self-described golf nut and data nerd, and he has all kinds of information about everything when it comes to metrics and enhancing you as a performer out on the golf course. So, from Cobblestone Creek in Lawrence Township, New Jersey, Lou Stagner. I'm going to call him Mr. Metrics. He's back with us next, right here on Inside Golf.
That is far too long.
The 24th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 50 courses, over 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee, Greater Philadelphia. Building game changers. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By Gap, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue, free at jerseymanmagazine.com. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf. And celebrating their centennial year, take time to thank your local men and women PGA professionals.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
They're not just familiar faces. They're your friends and neighbors. It's their small businesses, a beating heart that makes a neighborhood a home. The places with a pick-me-up or a story that inspires, where you can share a taste of comfort with a personal touch that makes our world shine a little brighter. Support small and make a big difference. Make it local. Make it Main Street. Make it Montco.
And welcome back to Inside Golf with Lou Stagner. Lou, we're going to get into his background, but let me just put it this way. He collects data and then helps it make you a better player. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Lou, thanks for having us here at your home away from home, Cobblestone Creek in Lawrence Township, New Jersey.
Thanks.
Let's talk a little bit, Lou, about the intersection of data and golf. It's relatively new, isn't it, in the big scale of things?
Yeah, I think it is relatively new. Golf is lagging behind many of the other sports. The big explosion in golf data and golf analytics can be attributed to Mark Brody. Absolutely. Mark Brody is the one that invented strokes gained. And they started using strokes gained on the tour about a decade ago. And then he wrote a book called Every Shot Counts in 2014. And that was really the huge inflection point for golf analytics. It started to allow golfers to understand the game in ways that were not possible before with the old way of creating stats for golfers.
You know, you talk about the metric systems. Major League Baseball teams, for instance, for years now have been employing 20, 30 people just in a metrics department to provide data and information, therefore to make managers' jobs easier, players' jobs easier and better. And now golf, a little late maybe getting into this game, but golf too can help not just elite players get better, but also 20 handicappers perform better, all because of data that's being collected, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Golf has gone through a data explosion over the last 15 to 20 years, and we're now able to understand our performance in ways that we couldn't in the past. And to give you an example, putts per round is something that was a very common stat. You probably looked at it for years on the tour. And putts per round can be pretty misleading. It's really driven by how close your first putt is. And so if you are a player that misses a lot of greens on the PGA Tour, you're going to have more chip shots or pitch shots around the green. You're probably going to get those shots closer to the hole for your first putt. So when you're starting closer to the hole on the average, you're probably going to have less putts. It doesn't mean you're necessarily a better putter. And that's where strokes gained comes in, and how strokes gained works really allows us to identify and understand actual performance of players at every level, PGA Tour to 20 handicap and everything in between.
Right. Talk about strokes gained. I know if you watch a Golf Channel, Brandel Chambly will use that title or whatever to describe how a player has improved, or maybe not. So could you put it in layman's terms for us, this whole concept of strokes gained, not just for putting, but every shot in the bag?
Yeah, you know, strokes gained is something that a lot of people still are not exactly sure how it works. I had a good friend of mine, very good player. He's played in multiple USGA events, and he said to me a few years ago, "I don't understand strokes gained. I don't get how it works." And I found that interesting because he's such a good player and he's so into the game, but he wasn't sure how it worked. So I gave him this analogy. I'm sure people have asked you, Harry, how far away do you live from work? And your answer immediately was, well, it's about a 20-minute drive. You didn't say, I live 4 miles from work. You said how long it was going to take you to drive there. That is how strokes gained works. So if we put it in a PGA Tour example, a PGA Tour player from 168 yards in the fairway averages about 3 shots to get in the hole. So we can describe how far away a PGA Tour player is in 2 ways. Either they're 168 yards from the hole, which is the distance, which is like us saying you live 4 miles from work, or we can say it takes them about 3 shots to get in the hole from 168 yards in the fairway, which is like you saying it takes me 20 minutes to drive to work. Mm-hmm. And so that is really the heart of strokes gained and how it works. And to take that example just a little bit farther, to give you more context, on the PGA Tour, it's about 1.5 putts from 8 feet. So a tour pro is about 50% likely to make.
They're not making all those 8-footers.
We see on TV the players that are playing the best and are making a lot of putts. So, but typically, that's not what it is on the PGA Tour. They make about half from 8 feet. And so take a PGA Tour player and put them 168 yards in the fairway. And they're 3 shots from the hole, remember. They hit a good approach shot to 8 feet. From 8 feet, they're going to average about 1.5 putts. If you gave them that 8-foot putt a number of times, they'll average about 1.5 putts in that situation. So they started 3 shots from the hole. They hit it to a place that is 1.5 shots from the hole. So in total, that would be 2.5 shots. 1 shot to get there, 1.5 shots to make the putt, 2.5 shots in total. Remember, they started 3 shots from the hole. They ended up in a spot where they were going to make 2.5 on the average. They gained a half a stroke on that approach shot. That's how strokes gained works. It's that analogy with driving to work. If you ever get confused, kind of think of it in those terms.
And where does that data come from? I mean, how do we know that they only make 1.5 from 8 feet and get down from 168 feet in 2.5 or 3 shots? Who collects all that data?
Well, on the PGA Tour, they implemented ShotLink back in 2004. And so at most of the tournaments on the PGA Tour, they have an army of volunteers that have laser systems, and they measure every single shot that is hit by every player, and it gets recorded in a database. And there's millions, there's tens of millions of shots that have been recorded over the last 17 years now.
So when you look at a tour event and a tour player, those scores, they get there different ways, using their strengths. Hopefully it applies to amateurs as well. All right, stay with us. More with Lou Stagner on data and metrics and how it applies to your game to make you better when we come back here on Inside Golf.
For over 2 decades, First Tee has created experiences that build character. We believe every kid deserves to feel supported, safe to try something new, and to be prepared for what comes next. We develop their swing, but more importantly, their inner strength. Because we know what's inside doesn't just count, it changes the game. Come join us at First Tee.
And welcome back to Inside Golf with Lou Stagner. We're talking golf data and metrics and all that stuff to make you a better player. By the way, we're at Cobblestone Creek in Lawrence Township, which is your home course.
It is.
How often do you play?
I've been getting out twice a week now, so hopefully a little bit more next year.
Okay, and for those of you who have never been here, Lou, in 30 seconds, why is this the special place it is for somebody like yourself?
It's a lot of fun to play. It was redesigned and renovated a few years ago by Bobby Weed, who's the architect behind like Grove 23, Michael Jordan's course.
Michael Jordan's place in Florida.
And it's a fun golf course to play. The green complexes are fantastic, and it's the type of course where anyone at any skill level can play it and be able to get around, but it's a challenge for the best players.
Sounds good. Cobblestone Creek. If you need more information, you can go. They have a website, cobblestonecreekgolf.com. Check it out. All right, let's pick up where we left off in the previous segment, talking about metrics and things like that. And if you follow Lou on Twitter, at Lou Stagner, you can get a feel for you. You have some opinions, too, when it comes to that.
Yeah.
For instance, one of them was if a golfer isn't breaking 80, 20% of the time, that's 1 out of every 5 rounds, you should consider moving to the next set of forward tees. That's just a personal observation, right? That's not based on any data.
No, it is actually based on
it?
some data, yeah.
Okay.
And so it also, it continues on. About 10 years ago, the USGA started the Tee It Forward campaign, if you remember that.
Sure.
And they encouraged everyone to move up because typically many amateur players are playing a golf course that is far too long for their skill level and how far they hit it. PGA Tour players, they play the average course, the median course is just under 7,200 yards. If PGA Tour players were playing golf courses, a proportional length to what a lot of amateurs are doing, they'd be playing 9,000-yard courses. So there's so many amateurs that the average driving distance for a male amateur is about 217 yards, 218 yards. And those players are often playing golf courses at 6,500 yards or more, which is far, far too long. So I'm just continuing on what the USGA started 10 years ago and encouraging people to move up. And you'll have more fun. You'll hit more greens. A good rule of thumb, if you're having nothing but 3-woods in for your approach shots all day, you're probably playing a golf course that's too long for you.
Right, right. And it's funny. Golf is a game for all ages.
Sure.
I mean, you can start it when you're a youngster and play until your 80s.
Yeah.
But for some reason, golfers, maybe it's just male golfers, I'm not sure, are a little reluctant to admit that they're not the same golfer at a certain, advanced age than they were when they were a teenager. Yeah. Why is that? What is it?
I don't know. Golf is a strange game. For some reason we all, and we're all guilty of this, me included, we all feel like we can or should perform at the level of a PGA Tour player. Right. These are the best golfers on the planet. I don't think that I can throw a football like Josh Allen. I don't think that I can dunk from the foul line like LeBron, but for some crazy reason, I think that I can hit wedge shots like Colin Morikawa. And we're all guilty of that. And one of the things I try to help with is managing those expectations. And part of that is encouraging people to move up and play shorter courses.
Right. You've taken your expertise recently to Arcos.
Arcos, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Arcos. I know they're involved in collecting data during a round of golf for amateurs like myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So Arcos is a fantastic tool. I was really excited to join there recently. They have sensors that you can put on your clubs, or you can buy grips to put on your clubs. and we measure all of your stats while you're playing. You don't have to do anything. It measures everything for you, and then when you're done, you can get a significant amount of data on your game, how you're performing, all of the different strokes gained categories, and identify the things that you're weak at and help you to improve faster. And Arccos users see a big improvement in their first year by getting all of this information. I think golfers typically are guilty of confirmation bias, and they will either make a short putt or miss a short putt, and that feeds into maybe what they think about their putting. So they might be, and I'm sure I play with people like this, and I think I've been guilty of this in the past myself, where I will make a 6-footer and I will think I'm the best putter out there, but I'm really a poor putter. But every time I make that 6-footer, I feel like, yeah, you're a great putter. And having a tool like Arccos takes away that confirmation bias. It takes away the things that we think might be going on and gives us actual data so we can see true performance.
Right. Would it be safe to say that what you're trying to do, and anybody involved in collecting data and metrics and everything like that, is just trying to help people play to their strengths, not trying to be somebody that they're not?
Yeah, that's a good way. That's one way to think of it. That's a good way to put it. And I think data allows people to play to their strengths and then identify weaknesses to help improve them, which is a huge part of golf.
Stay with us. More to come with Lou Stagner. We'll take a break. We'll be back with our teed-off panel as well right here on Inside Golf.
I'm able to get everything I need because with all my gift certificate winnings. I mean, how can you beat that? What a year. Congratulations.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with my favorite part of the show. This is our teed-off panel. Today we're at Lulu, and it is the holiday season, so happy holidays. You can tell a festive gathering here. They got the trees, the lights, the garland, everything to make it a special time of the year. And we're going to make it a special 5 minutes or so with our teed-off panel. And joining us again from the Golf Association of Philadelphia, where he's the president, Mr. Oscar Mestre. Oscar, welcome back. And by the way, congratulations. Another honor for Oscar. He was named GAP Senior Player of the Year.
Thank you, Harry. Good to be here.
Good to see you. From the Philadelphia section of the PGA, where he's Director of Communications, Matt Fry. Matt, we've been celebrating the section centennial all year, and finally we had the date recently, right? When was it? December
2nd. And we had Representative Ed Nielsen come by and give us an official citation from the state legislature, which was very cool.
BQ in the house. Brian Quinn, you've been on the show before. I don't know if you've done teed off, I forget.
Not teed off.
No?
No.
Brian, of course, he's, well, do we have enough time? He's the golf coach, Temple University. He's a golf coach to the rich and the famous and some of the infamous. And also, he's the man behind 1912.
Thanks for having me.
Really
excited to be here with everyone, and once again, congratulations to Oscar on what a wonderful year playing golf.
No free lessons, though, Oscar. Okay, those titles don't mean anything. Jim Sullivan, this is an all-star panel. Jim Sullivan, he was the captain of the Lulu team that won GAP's inter-club matches way back when.
Everything, Harry. No,
all
still
team
this
matches.
year.
This year, he's like a +2 when he's on what, the third team.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the third team. I'm not a +2.
+4 probably. All right, gentlemen. Hey, I mentioned Oscar. It's the holiday time of the year. We're going to talk gifts here for a few minutes, okay? What can you share with us are some of the best, and I won't say and or, but I want to hear some of the worst golf gifts you've received?
Well, you know, in preparation for this, Harry, I just realized that I must have been a very bad boy because I got no gifts.
No golf gifts?
Nobody gives me golf gifts. Now, that's probably a good thing. Through the course of the year and competition and, you know, pro shop credit and whatnot, I'm able to get for myself whatever I need. But as I reflected, I never got a golf gift. So those of you out there that want to give me one, have at it.
Well, what would you like if you had the chance?
You know what? Honestly, there is nothing I need, Harry.
Oh, come on.
There's nothing I need.
Come on, really?
Nothing I need.
I'm going to ask you another question if we have time, but okay. Matt, you must have gotten a golf gift.
I've gotten a lot of golf gifts over the year. I'd say the consistently the worst thing I get is that trifold towel with the little ring on it. those are such a pain to use, and they usually just say golf on it. Like, I'm not going to put that on my bag. One of the better gifts I've gotten, my wife actually had all my scorecards digitized, so I can just hop on a computer or on my phone and find an old scorecard from back in the day if I ever need to refer
So that's
back
a high-tech
Very
golf.
cool, yeah.
How about golf gift, I mean? How about that?
Yeah, it was great.
Now, Brian, you have literally thousands of friends in the game of golf. You must get, from some of them, some pretty nifty gifts.
I do. I was just reflecting as Oscar was going with this. My best gift I ever got was actually from my mom and dad. It was my brother Fran, who's on the Champions Tour, hand-me-down Ram Tour grinds that I used from when I was 13 until I was 22. And that was fantastic.
Do you have them like encased anywhere and hanging up?
I do have them in my garage, believe it or not. I look at them, can't believe I ever could hit them. And I would be remiss if I didn't bring up a couple of my buddies, Jimmy Elliott and Mike Kozlov, every year giving me the wrong size pullover, and I really appreciate that.
We should have told people to cover up, and Jimmy, Mike, I'm sorry, great guys, but
the best.
You got to get the right size.
Yeah.
What are you? Are you a medium?
Yeah, they think I'm a medium. As you can see, I'm an XL. Yes. Exactly.
Okay, well, maybe it's still not too late. There's a few days till Christmas. Sully.
Well, first of all, I love the subtle brag of Oscar as Player of the Year, and I'm able to get everything I need because with all my gift certificate winnings. I mean, how can you beat that? What a year! Congratulations. I'm gonna echo BQ. When I was 16, my parents got me a set of Mizuno MP14 irons that lasted for me for probably 10 years. When I was getting hooked on golf, and it carried me through, really developing into a pretty good player, and certainly my love of the game. The worst gifts, I don't have I can't come up with a worst gift. I haven't gotten a Schmedium sweater. I hate to say. Yeah, no, Schmedium would not go far. Maybe sleeves on the arm, but I don't have a worst. But the set of golf.
You're not going to name any names?
No names.
Okay,
no
that's
names.
good. Oscar, I'm coming back to you. 30 seconds. If you ever did get a golf gift, maybe this is the year. Would you prefer it came from a golfer or a non-golfer, or does it make a difference?
A golfer.
Somebody that knows.
Yeah, I think that would have a better chance of success.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
But
What
again,
would you like it to be?
But again,
Oscar is a medium, by the way.
I looked up
I'll take a medium.
from a golf website. It's called More Golf Today. 5 best gift: sweaty balls. I won't get into that. A golf ball bottle opener, and it's a real golf ball attached to the opener. Okay, it goes well on the 19th hole, or the 20th, or the 21st, or 22nd hole. I don't know. And the best gift was the Bushnell's Wingman Audible GPS. It attaches to a golf cart. You're a walker, but you like music.
And there's not a size problem with that.
No, one size fits all. Gentlemen, thank you. We'll be back. More of Inside Golf in just a moment. Designed by Donald Ross, Lulu Country Club is one of the premier private golf courses in Montgomery County. This classic 18-hole course boasts a new state-of-the-art clubhouse with many amenities for members to enjoy. Members are invited to play in events, tournaments, and enjoy guest privileges. For more information, contact membership at lulucc.com.
The road home for the holidays, where the ultimate driving machine becomes the ultimate cruise through 3 states machine. The ultimate zip around the corner for mom's cooking machine, and even the ultimate we couldn't get out of there any faster machine. Because at BMW, we know every holiday looks different. So we created the ultimate whatever your road home looks like machine. Hurry in to receive a credit of up to $2,500 through January 3rd.
Well, that's going to do it on this week's edition of Inside Golf. Lou Stagner's been our guest. Lou, we could probably talk metrics and data and what you do for 2 or 3 shows, but I want to thank you. I know you have a couple favorite little stats that you've come across. Could you bang a couple of those out for our viewers right now?
Sure, this one always fascinates people. So Tiger Woods, he only hit 80% of the greens from 110 yards in the fairway.
So when I don't make a green or hit a green from 110 out 100% of the time, I shouldn't feel too bad.
You shouldn't feel bad. The best golfer to ever play the game missed the green 20% of the time.
There you go.
All right, so scratch amateurs. really good players. They average 4.95 strokes on a 495-yard hole.
Wow.
So par is a good score. Scratch amateurs on a 290-yard hole, they average 3.99. So you would think scratch amateurs would make birdie all day there. They don't. Par is a good score.
They're hitting pitching wedge in there and still 3.99.
Yeah, and this is a fun one. A PGA Tour player is more likely to make a hole-in-one in a round of golf than to hit all 18 greens.
So don't beat yourself up. That's basically the moral of this story.
Manage your expectations.
At Lou Stagner on Twitter, and you also on a podcast called
Hack It Out Golf.
Hack It Out Golf. Keep up to date wherever you listen to podcasts. This guy's got so much information to make it a better and more enjoyable game. Lou, thank you.
Thank you, Harry.
It's been our pleasure. And remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, you're not alone. Don't pick up. We'll see you next time on Inside Golf.
The 24th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 50 courses, over 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee, Greater Philadelphia. Building game changers. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By Gap, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf, and celebrating their centennial year. Take time to thank your local men and women PGA professionals.